As is always the case, what we're going to do is bring you our selections, myself and Tom's selections, from the free-to-air racing on ITV this weekend. It's what we do together normally, but unfortunately we're not been able to get together this week. So we're going to kick off at Ascot, and we're going to start with the 150. So looking through the 150, Iroko is a really interesting contender here. He didn't really do that much wrong last time when he got beat by the brilliant Trelawn, to be fair. It was a mighty race. The two of them battled it up the Haydock home straight there. But Iroko did make the odd mistake here and there, and that would be off-putting enough to me to suggest that actually there could be those types of errors in the horse. It jumped pretty well on the main going round, but when the pressure come under pressure, it started to sort of look a little bit like he was going to need that experience to go forward. But he still ran a really good race, only just touched off by Trelawn. So he does take the world of beating here. Runs against 3 Irish Raiders, which is quite something, certainly, to still see the British contender favourite. James de Burley, last seen falling, but prior to that, it was he was an interesting runner and run pretty well at Aintree, and I can see that one probably finding this a bit difficult round Ascot, a tactical affair. I'm not sure that's what he needs really. The one that does interest me is a little bit is Jungle Boogie. He finished last seen finishing 6th in the Gold Cup. He's got plenty of class, this horse, and if you go and stop the tapes in the Gold Cup last season, Jungle Boogie was going plenty well enough coming back. I think he's got every chance to improve here. 2 mile 5, he probably travels well enough to go there. I just thought Jungle Boogie was the one to take the favourite on with. So I'm going to say that Jungle Boogie is my selection.
With the 150 at Ascot, where I really like Iroko here. Although he's not top rated, he ran a really good race on appearance behind Trelawney at Haydock. He had a pretty hard race that day. He's had a month to overcome that. And he's only a 6-year-old. He's got more scope for improvement. And I think if he can scratch up his jumping, he's the most likely winner of this race.
Up at Haydock, you've got a few ITV races, 2 ITV races, which we're also going to bring you as well and talk about. First one is the 5 past 2. I quite like Regal Blue here. Although the form figures are more numbers, more letters than it is numbers, as you would say. But the interesting piece of form last time, Regal Blue was actually beat off level weights, beat the Changing Man last time, and that was at New Toxteth on bad ground, which I think it's going to be at Haydock on Saturday, judging by the forecasters. It's very likely. Pulled up in between that, won the time before that. He seems to have that in and out profile. Last time he was pulled up, so you know what I think's going to happen. I think he'll go and win.
The 205, where there's plenty of good proven stayers in the race. However, I like Credo. He's coming to this not in the best of form. However, he goes on any ground, and, you know, he was beaten a long way the last time, but he's got no weight on his back. He's got Chad Bayman taking off £10 here, and with conditions to suit, I'm taking him to bounce back.
Going forward from that, you've got the Long Walk Hurdle, which looks a cracker, doesn't it? Looking through, Blue King Daru ran an absolute brilliant race last time at Ascot. Again, in quite a tactical affair, probably wouldn't have suited. The step up in trip could be the making of this one. He did look as if he stayed pretty well, so I definitely wouldn't rule that 5-year-old out there for sure. Some of the old names that are here, Beauport probably would be outclassed back over hurdles, although he won at Ascot over fences last time. Excuse me. You've got Katira for Dan Skeltons, who this season hasn't sort of looked this sort of progressive, promising horse that I thought he looked last season. She looked last season. Sorry. Crambo comes in here, really does go well fresh. Crambo won the race last year. I think I'm right in saying it was Fergal O'Brien's first graded winner, actually, or Grade 1 winner. Crambo didn't really go on after that. They had a few setbacks here and there, and things just didn't go quite right there. But this is his type of race for sure, and you can see Crambo going really, really well. The War Park, very interesting, but it has to find so much on the form figures. I think it's a bit of watch and brief and finding fact mission, or fact finding mission for this one for Gordon Elliott. But he's plenty classy enough if he does take that step forward, because he's definitely got a chance in that per temps final. Now he's qualified, should he go there. But for me, Strong Leader is the best of the British. and quite comfortably that as well. I think he's a fair few pounds the best. 3 miles exactly what he needs. Ascot might be his possible downfall, because that might not suit exactly to this one's strengths, but it's definitely a stayer's track. Strong Leader is a really progressive type, and I can see him going really well again.
Got for the 225, it's the long walk hurdle. It's not the best division these days. You know, you're looking ahead to Cheltenham for the World Hurdle. The standard horse is Tiapu. So there's plenty of, horses coming through to take him on. And the most likely one for me is going to be the War Park. You know, he's a rapidly improving horse here. He's won his last 4 races. He's now rated 152. So handicaps are probably no longer an option. This isn't the best renewal, as I've touched on. He's only a 6-year-old. And I think he's the most improving horse in the race, and probably the one to side with.
Then we have the next race, which is the 240. Again, I was looking for some pretty sort of bad ground horses in here, and my sort of pin stopped at Mildam, who finished won the race at Stratford on heavy ground of 2 miles the time before last. He finished 4th out of 6th at Huntingdon. That wasn't a bad little race. I know he's beaten 13.5 lengths, but it wasn't a bad race. Bluegrass for Stuart Edmonds is a horse they really like. And I just think that for me, there's every possibility that one could take another step forward for Jamie Snowden and Gavin Sheehan, who we know are going so well this particular season.
We're going to go to 240 at Haydock, where Bertie's Ballet is the horse I like here. He ran over fences at the start of the season where he just didn't jump well enough and ultimately pulled up. Reverted hurdles in 2 runs since. Hasn't really set the world alight. However, he's back down to a last mark now of 116, where he was placed in a Grade 2 hurdle behind some really good horses. And if we can just get back to that level of form, this isn't going to take much winning. So, yeah, look, he's one to take on trust, but it's a race really lacking in options, and I think he's worth chancing, I really do. So that'd be my selection.
In the next race, well, I mentioned Trelawney previously, and he would be my selection here. A couple of old names here that you'll all know about, the likes of 300 through 5, and you've got in here 2 for Gold. Victorino will be the market favourite according to the guide prices. I'm not surprised by that. He goes really well round Ascot, and I wouldn't be surprised. Got to respect Gavin Cromwell bringing another one over. Heart Dark. Definitely one to not completely dismiss. The French horse should the absolute heavens open again be of interest. We saw what happened at Cheltenham last week, but I think the Changing Man is the one to potentially give my selection, Trelawney, the most to think about. He ran an absolute cracker up at Newcastle, probably just held on to for a bit too long, and but previous to that fell in a good race. I just think that this one off 10 stone 8 probably has chances, and you couldn't dismiss it.
3 o'clock. The Changing Man is the horse I like here. Ran a really good race in the rehearsal chase the last day. His jumping needs to improve. However, if he can do that, he's got every chance here. He's only got 10 stone 8 on his back, and this won't take much winning. He fell in the Badger Ales at Wincanton, where he was going very well also. So like I said, if he can scratch up that jumping, it will give him every chance of winning here.
Going into the last race at Ascot, which is the 335, fairly confident selection here. I think Dysart Enos, with that run under her belt, is going to take the world a beating. I think she's made for Ascot. There'll be a strong enough pace. That's what she needs. They didn't quite come back. Burdett Road didn't quite come back to her at Cheltenham last time, and then she ended up getting beaten, touched off by Be Aware, who was ridden to finish that way. Whereas Dysart Enos that day was definitely ridden to try and win the race. I think there's a little weight reversal there. I see those places being reversed, and I think a fairly confident selection. I think Dysart Enos is the one to back in that race.
Last and finally, Ascot 335. I really like Steel Alley here. He's running off top weight. However, he's a very progressive horse. He bumped into a really good one in Lump Sum in the Welsh Champion Hurdle at Foss last on reappearance. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that form. I think he's given away £5 to the winner, and he's only beaten a length. Since then, he's come out and won a good hurdle race at Haydock, where they led from start to finish, and ultimately they just couldn't get anywhere near him. I think he can give the weight away here. He's still improving, and I wouldn't chance anything else in the race. So that's my 6 selections for the ITV races on Saturday. Best of luck. Good luck if you follow.
Now, I'm not going to go on anymore because those races are races that are on ITV. I haven't really got a massive opinion elsewhere, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, and I think most tipsters probably will, we've had a bit of a rotten little spell of things recently. It's been a bit difficult finding a few winners that we were absolutely rattling them off soon. A couple of weeks back, we were rattling them off. You know what? This game is all about opinions and respect everybody's opinions. We think the winners are just around the corner. We've been a little bit unlucky on some. Saturday is our day to get back on track. So if you're following, I hope the selections help you. I think there's definitely winners amongst them. Both myself and Tom will continue to do what we do. Hopefully you like everything that we bring to you. The Colin Tizard podcast in full will be out later on this week. And let's keep going and keep finding those winners. Have a very good Christmas if I don't speak to you before, which I'm sure there'll be some point I will do. But there's not much racing before Boxing Day. We'll be looking to bring you lots and lots of stuff just before Boxing Day. Maybe some video content, which helps you hopefully find the King George winner or will Lossiemouth come over and beat Constitution Hill. All of those questions, hopefully we'll answer them for you. But thanks for watching and continue to support us. We do really appreciate it. Have a good one.